Welcome to Fouts Boxing Theory, and in this video we're going to be breaking down Oscar Duarte versus Ryan Garcia. And this is exactly how here I expect Oscar Duarte to kind of come forward. We're going to be talking about some of the flaws, some of the stuff going on. But if you don't know who he is, he's kind of a pressure fighter. They give him credit for being a power puncher. But his technique's a little wild. It's kind of like a super poor man's Ivan Baranchyk, right? And if the fight is going his way, this is what it looks like, okay? Now, this is what the fight looks like if it's going his way, all right? So, first off, we're going to take a look at a couple of things from Ryan Garcia here. Number one, poor defense from Ryan, okay? This is a habit that he also had against Luke Campbell, who dropped him, was able to put a feint on him and then hit him with the second shot. I don't think that there are going to be very many second shots from Oscar Duarte. But we're going to talk about that in a second. But one thing that's really important, okay, he didn't get a knockout in this fight against Tego because Tego was moving away from him. All right, and I want you to take a look at this position here real quick. Look at that. We're just going to keep this film up real quick. Now coming forward, boom, boom, boom. Here's Ryan Garcia again in that same position. Now, he's trying to come forward and put pressure on Tego, and he gets his line disrupted here, and then winds up in a very poor position too, which he could be hit with a right hand over the top easily. But I don't think that that's going to really be a problem in this fight. Now, he is coming forward, boom, boom, little counter left hook, pretty good. An extra follow-up, okay? Just pointing out, even when he lands sometimes that left hand, he's still not, it's not enough to disrupt his opponent's line. And that's one of the small things that may be kind of in favor of Oscar Duarte in terms of scoring, in the short term, if Ryan Garcia has trouble hurting him. Now, check out this position here, okay? We'll take a look at these clips here. You see this position here and this position here from Ryan Garcia? They're the same. All right. One of them, he's throwing his left hook. He's ripping his weight all the way to the back foot as he throws it. And the other one, he's ripping all his weight to the back foot to get out of the way of a punch. Okay. Now, even though his guard sucks sometimes, he's going to make it to this position without a punch. And sometimes he's going to make it to this position with a punch. Now, Francisco Fonseca, actually, I was at this fight. You guys can find me in the crowd. Let me know if you guys do. But Fonseca was coming forward, one, and then he throws a two, and he gets caught in between punches, okay? In the Tego one, he's actually running away, right? He's trying to get into position. He's trying to get on the line, and Tego's trying to run away and then explodes into this shot. Now, real quick, he sets down, one, gives him the pour, two, hits him with the shot, right? I mean, he doesn't really hit him, right? Because he's still moving and pulling, and he's too far away and, all that stuff. The motion is the same, but Ryan Garcia struggled against an opponent who was moving away from him. Okay, and this is a very important idea because it's going to be this guy coming forward to attack Ryan Garcia. Now, a few things we want to take a look at for Oscar Duarte's active guard, all right? Now, he's going to be crossing the line. He has his right glove up a little bit to block the left hook just in case. Then he goes back, right? And he takes a big, huge pendulum step forward, right? He's taking a big step, crossing the guy's line. And now, as soon as he starts opening up to throw this punch, now, as he takes this step, it's the perfect time for him to throw a punch because all his weight is moving to the front foot. He's transferred his weight down to the ground, onto the left foot, and now he's going to jump up with this leaping left hook, just like Mike Tyson used to do. However, he already told his opponent he was doing this move, right? As we take a look at him here, he takes a step and his opponent's reacting already, and now he's going to throw the punch. But when he throws this punch, it's really important, okay, that we take a look at where his gloves go. See how his right glove gets ripped away from his face, and his left glove is like in Narnia. It's not even close to being able to guard the line. Ryan Garcia is going to be able to pick those shots off in between, okay? Now, he just jumped on the line, threw those punches, and now we got this little guy throwing punches back at him. And again, it's really important to understand that he was fighting a little guy, okay? And he wasn't hurting him all that much. He wasn't doing all this stuff. And I suggest that Oscar Duarte is getting more credit for being a puncher than he actually is. Now, again, taking this big step telegraphs the move, cross the line just a little bit. Now he's going to cross the line again. Doesn't have his right glove up to block and guard the line. And when he's throwing the shot, right, there's a huge hole there. We already saw him pick Fonseca off as he throws that one and tries to throw that two, and that glove pulls away from his face. This motion here, when he gets to the ground here, He takes a step. That's the same as throwing the right hand. Okay? Now, Fonseca would be throwing the right hand. He's not. And Ryan Garcia, if he's moving to him like this, Ryan Garcia was more than quick enough to time that shot. So if Oscar Duarte takes a step on the line and tries to throw that hook here, he's going to get caught by Ryan Garcia, who, again, we'll take a look at that little clip here. Boom. Right? The guy takes the step to go, takes a step with the jab instead of waiting for the hook, and gets caught in between throwing the right hand. He times it just beautifully. One of the best shots you'll ever see, right? And Oscar Duarte is way easier to time than this. Okay, way easier to time. Now, was that the other clip? Yeah. All right. Now we get to a little bit of Ryan Garcia versus Duno. And Duno was a guy that was coming to him as well. Look at him stepping in, finding the hole for this hook here. And then notice, this is really, really, really important. Boom. And look at he shoves him here. Controls his head right after. Nothing wrong with that. He's not holding his head down, right? It's only one beat of control. Gives him a little bit of control. Controls some space. Doesn't let him come in. Sticks a jab in. Controls some space. Cracks him with the right hand around the guard. Again, this guy has his hands high up in his face, okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at that clip one more time. Look at where his hands are. How easy is it going to be to control this guy, to get this guy to react to him? And then Ryan Garcia, right? Moving off the line. Again, boom, smashing with the hook, controlling him again. Really, really great. A lot of great stuff in there from Ryan Garcia. A lot of great stuff. Very difficult to get on his line. Controlling the line, throwing the hook, penduluming off the line with the control after, getting planted again, controlling with the 1, throwing the 2, and then controlling his head and peeling off the line. Again, this guy is not a great counterpuncher. These little guys were throwing small punches at him and able to keep him off the line. And Ryan Garcia is able to find hard punch and get off the line after hard punch over and over and over again against a pretty fast guy as well. Now, again, catching him here. Now, see this hole here? After he throws his shot, boom, gets him, miss, control, pendulum off the line, right hand, goes to control with the left hand, but his left hand is down when Duno throws his right hand. I don't think he gets hit here. But if this guy really kind of goes apeshit and really tries to hurt Ryan Garcia, he's going to have to do it in the scrambles and between the times when Ryan Garcia takes big, large steps off the line, because Ryan Garcia is not going to have to fight this guy like he had to fight Emmanuel Tego. He's not going to have to fight him like he had to fight Tank Davis. Right? He had to chase Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia's worst flaw is that he has trouble getting on the line, which, by the way, is like one of the best things that Derek James can probably teach Ryan Garcia. That's what Errol Spence on average is pretty good at, right? Now, this is one of the places that Ryan Garcia sucks, okay? Now, let's point out a few things. Every single thing that Ryan Garcia throws is hard and fast at the line, and that takes a lot of energy. Is he resting here, or is he just bad? Here he is trying to control the head. Now Duno has his body, so he couldn't escape. This is why grabbing is illegal. Ryan Garcia hasn't done anything illegal, right? But now he cannot escape. Even though he controlled his opponent on the inside, he had all the beats covered. He wrestled, with his weight like you're supposed to. His hand goes, I'm not going to give him too many passes for putting his hand on top of his head like this, because we'll take a look at it again, right? Boom. Gets on the inside, controlling him here, tries to circle out, but he gets grabbed, right? So the trick doesn't work, right? It should work. Duno should not be allowed to stand here and hold him and punch him, right? But this is one of the only real holes that Ryan Garcia has, is that he's actually not that good on the inside. Now, fight Ryan Garcia on the inside at your own peril. His hands are so fast, it doesn't matter if he's good or bad. He's going to be hitting you, quite a bit on the inside. But again, look at Duno holding him. This is holding, guys. All of your favorite fighters that duck below the waist and then grab someone, Shakur, Devin Haney, Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather. All these guys that had this template, right, of ducking below the waist and grabbing, right? This is illegal, okay? Now, Mayweather didn't do it as much as, But anyway, people wanted to be Mayweather, so they imitated what they could. Good control. Sees that shot coming off the control, smacks him. Gets re-control with the left hand, smacks him with the left hook here. And again, this is going to be one of those positions that happens to this guy over and over and over again. And this is an interesting one because this one's during the scramble, right? Boom. Times him perfectly as he takes that step. Just look at that tiny step that he's going to take here, right? Takes a step with the left foot, gets timed with the stepping hook from Ryan Garcia. Now, that guy is pretty strong. He's in pretty good shape. Again, look at his hands in front of his face. There's huge holes. Duno got KO'd on the top of his head, right? There's huge holes here. Ryan Garcia is so fast. Look at him controlling him, throwing 1, 2. Look at him duck down. Okay, the 1, the 2 comes. He sees a 3. He pulls, slips to the front foot, gets his weight down to the ground so he's ready to throw a punch. And look at his hands. They're both down, right? Ryan Garcia is going to be so fast. He's going to be able to time and counter this guy. Yeah, I think that this guy just doesn't have very many opportunities to actually win the fight or score. Here's a stepping jab here. And again, when he throws it, look at his hand pulling, ripping back. He has to try so hard to be so fast because his technique is so bad. Coming forward, trying to get his weight across the line. A little bit of feinting. And again, as soon as his opponent puts a little bit of pressure on him, look at how he runs away from the line. Right? Is he going to be able to put pressure on Ryan Garcia and hold his body and be close to him? It doesn't even look like at the end of each sequence he wants to even be next to the guy. Right? Like he's afraid of a smaller guy. This guy's picking him off here with the left hand here. Right? Ryan Garcia is really fast with the right hand, as we saw. Really fast. Right? Really fast with the left hook, we know. You know, just a lot of holes here. Is he working here? Is he working? Because that's going to be one of the only places that he actually has an opportunity to score. Now, coming forward, right? Again, he's going to be the one chasing, stepping jab. Can he block a hook here? Right? If he throws this punch, this is the same one, right, that Ryan Garcia countered on Fonseca, right? There's just no right hand after it. Boom. Right? He's going to annihilate this guy. Ryan Garcia, please don't get beat up just because I made this video. Don't get knocked out, okay? Coming forward, taking that step. Even the smaller guy's timing him here as he makes it to the front foot. Got him with another hook. Look at how easy this guy is to hit. His hands are up, but his defense is not very good, right? He doesn't actually know how to block any punches. Doesn't actually know how to set up any punches. Doesn't actually know how to close the distance between him and his opponent. One punch, look at his defense. You know, he's decent out here on first contact, but as soon as he makes his first move available, right, he gives his opponent some information, he has no defense anymore, right? And I just don't think that this guy's going to have what it takes to really mess with Ryan Garcia. Even on his best day, if the fight is looking like this and he gets to chase him down, boom, getting controlled, right? Oh, maybe the next one's a left hook because he's controlling with the, oh, maybe that's a right hand now. Like he caught Duno. Maybe he throws a left hook here. When this guy makes it to the other side, he has to swing. His hands are down, right? Pendulum walking. Again, super fast. And we saw how quickly Ryan Garcia could pendulum step and escape the line. We saw how quickly he could counter. We saw how quickly. And this is this guy's last fight. You know, this guy, maybe he didn't get up. Maybe he doesn't care about beating this midget, right? Maybe. But maybe also he's not as good if he struggled as much as he did fighting this guy, right? Who's, you know, a little guy in the division who's also not a power puncher. And, you know, in addition to the fact that he's small, he doesn't even hit hard for his size, right? And Ryan Garcia is a pretty decent puncher. He's fast enough that if he catches you clean, you know, you're going to be a little bit dazed. He's fast enough to follow up on those fast shots too. So I think this is going to be a stomp for Ryan Garcia, especially because he probably paid him like $1 million to come in heavy and not worry about cutting the weight. You know, whatever it is. I don't know what the contractual agreements were for this fight and the weight and stuff. I have no idea, but Ryan Garcia should smash him. This guy's not very good. I'm happy that he's getting a payday. I know you guys don't like when I call professional fighters bad fighters, but this guy sucks, and nobody's helping him get better. So if I tell him that he sucks, maybe he'll get better coaching. But anyway, yeah, I'm picking Ryan Garcia. This could be a really early night, and even if it doesn't wind up being an early night, like if Ryan Garcia gets too trigger happy, landing some good shots, and he doesn't really get paid off for it, and then he gets hit and hurt and dropped, like which is like worst case scenario, which could happen. He still gets up and beats the crap out of this guy and outboxes him and moves off the line. Like it's interesting. This is going to be an interesting idea too because he's been learning a come forward style from Derek James, and now he's fighting and he's been fighting people who've been running from him: Tego, Fortuna, um, Tank, and now he's fighting a guy who's going to come at him. It's like, do you want to come forward style with the guy who's come at you, right? So anyway, it's interesting. It's interesting, but um, probably any version of Ryan Garcia beats this guy, But he is pretty strong. He is pretty fit. But I'm picking Ryan Garcia by ass whooping.